Hey, hi, Deon. Dimitri is here. Good morning, good afternoon, good night, wherever you are, guys. And today, Dimitri from Eastidea and Deon Govender from Pics on Lifts from South Africa, Johannesburg. And guys, honestly speaking, we might be a bit nervous and shaky because it's going to be the first time that we are organizing these kinds of interviews. So please except if there will be any, like unusual reactions or unusual behaviors from our side. But actually, we are happy to do this for the first time. Hi, Deon from Shanghai.
Hi, Dimitri, and welcome, team. I'm speaking to you from the sunny side of South Africa, Centurion, Pretoria. I'm glad to be part of this interview, and it is my first interview, so please be patient with me if I make any mistakes.
Okay,
Looking forward to it.
same from our side. I mean, we've been participating as an interviewer for many of times, but this time is going to be our the first season like this, and we probably will gonna. This is our first actually interview sessions with our partners globally. So the major idea of all the for the interviews of decisions of the interviews is actually to learn about the experience of our partners in their countries, to understand how the digital out-of-home industry is developing, how digital out-of-home for indoor spaces is developing in different regions, and of course to learn and to share our experiences. So ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Deon Govender. And today we're going to speak about, from Pics on Lifts, yes, exactly. And today we're going to discuss and talk about different topics related to digital out-of-home advertising in South Africa. So it's going to be a very interesting session. Again, Deon Govender, thank you very much for accepting us for this interview. Let's go. I have prepared a few questions on my list here. So if you don't mind, I'm going to read some questions from the list. So, and then if the connection is lagging or something, just let me know, okay? So,
Sure.
as a part of our exclusive industry interview series, Eastidea today presented by Dimitri Shklav and Deon Govender, Managing Director at Pics on Lifts, who is been in the advertising and marketing industry over 5 years. Well, it's quite impressive. Please correct me if I'm wrong.
And that's correct.
We're going to discuss today about the South African customers, how they're finding the brands, how the South African brands find their way to tell their stories through digital out-of-home advertising. And we're going to talk a little bit as well about the transformation of out-of-home advertising industry in the whole region. So, Deon, first question that I would like to ask you: what have you enjoyed most about working in the industry for such a long time period of your life? I think it's to be in this industry, you have to have at least 2 or 3 reasons. So would you please elaborate a bit about what brought you to this industry and how and what actually makes you to be so excited about doing this business?
Thank you, Dimitri, for that warm introduction. Yes, I'm in South Africa, and I'm actually in an installation. As you can see behind me, we just completed the installation in one of our Centurion malls, in one of the lifts, and that's the Pearl Smart Slim projector, Pearl projector. So to your question, Dimitri, I arrived in the industry when I believed it was at a turning point. I realized that all companies which perform digital advertising effectively compete on providing a service. Then the key differentiator lies in that service management tool and ability to execute it. So imagine, Dimitri, my delight when I discovered the gap in the industry that I could play in doing what I love most: creating ideas and growing concepts to business in an innovative and creative way. This is where the passion within me arose on designing a service delivery system based on advertising in unused spaces and retail spaces with accurate data analytics, focusing on what creates value to the core organizations and how to engage frontline advertisers to deliver the ultimate customer experience. We have introduced a medium of market segmentation into our devices, so we meet this customer at the point of interaction and play the adverts that will encourage a profitable behavior. I'm continuously looking at ways to enhance our offering so that we always keep abreast of new trends, in most cases, creating the new trends.
Well, I think it's quite clear and understood. From your perspective, what are the important industry-related changes happened in South African market since 2020, and of course, what will be, let's say, the transformation of this business in South Africa in 2021?
Sure. The South African industry was at a turning point whereby we had a traditional way of advertising on billboards, social media, and digital screens. However, we found that this medium was becoming monotonous and expanding further, with many smaller businesses failing without the vision of creativity and AI data analytics. Online penetration has increased as more people started working from home. While roadside traffic and commuters are down, consumers still travel to supermarkets, pharmacies, doctors' offices, etc. The CPMs are low, frequencies are high. The digital out-of-home affords opportunities to break through the clutter in ways other media cannot replicate. In come our devices that have provision to customize the adverts that target the audience at the right point in time. We have taken a very strategic approach where we vertically integrated the model of advertising and data analytics to be embodied in our current devices to generate performance-based artificial intelligence reports.
I see. So, am I understanding correctly? So, let's say the transition from the standard digital, from the standard out-of-home media, happens as well in South Africa. Brands are more willing to work through the digital out-of-home advertising instead of just using the stable or the static, let's say, printed billboards, for example, and especially for the indoor environment is as well becomes to be, as my understanding, is becomes to be as well a part of, let's say, not only advertising but as well kind of interior design, right? Something like that.
That's correct. Absolutely. So I think we are at a turning point for our economy, and the pandemic did play and had an effect. But we find now that marketers are coming back into the market. You know, previously you lost that focus because of the pandemic and there was no use to advertise as customers were more on an online platform. Now that customers are starting to come out of homes, and probably it's the behavior of human beings, we are now coming out of our homes. We are going back into shopping malls, retail centers, and this is where the opportunity arises. So it'll be a good time now for brands to get out to the market to give that exposure to that specific brand they're selling.
I see. Just same to this related question. I was thinking to myself. For example, if we are taking our experience, let's say here in China mainland market, and of course outside of China, we noticed that one of the greatest places for doing advertising, digital home advertising for indoor spaces, we found out that residential areas is one of the key, let's say, market changers in terms of where to place advertising. What we see here in China, for example, that more and more digital out-of-home advertising happens within the residential areas, within the elevators. And yes, we see the full impact, and this is especially when we talk about the, like, I don't want to talk too much about the COVID conditions, for example, but nowadays brands are willing to reach customers just right when they're leaving their own apartment doors, for example. And in our cases, what we see here in China, most, let's say not most, a lot of brands which are willing to reach these customers just in their homes, might be the car manufacturers, insurance companies,
Yes,
B2C
yes,
e-commerce platforms. And I think this is just exactly where they're getting much higher exposure then, let's say, if they will see the same advertising on the highways or the other locations, because this is just what it happens right now. And we see the numbers are really, really impressive. They're growing, I don't want to say year by year, they're growing weeks by weeks. So my question here will be related to this 2021
yes.
changes. How are the situation with residential areas in South Africa for today? Are there say, construction going on? Are the new compounds are building up? And do you see as well the opportunity in these, let's say, premises categories?
Yes. So what I found was that in our current market, there are definitely new developments arising. Definitely, there's new hotels, there's new apartments, and we find that the global market is investing into South Africa by creating these new apartment buildings. Of course, um, our economic structure has been improving, but at the same time, it's giving more buying power to people to purchase new apartments and move into them. So at this point, Pics and Lifts has embarked on a strategy to approach apartments and hotels, whereby we are selling through our Pearl Smart projector and to be installed into these elevators. But also, think about it, Dimitri. The normal person stays at home, has to go to the shop to buy their bread and milk.
Yeah.
So every time they go into this elevator, or whether they go to work or whether they go to the mall, but let's look at the basic means. When it comes to that, they have to go into these elevators or lifts, and this is where we have that moment to seize that opportunity to give brand awareness.
I see. Thank you very much. It's really, I think probably when we say different countries, maybe different market behavior. But what I understand in terms of human behavior, we're almost the same. So we're using almost the same habits day by day. So this is exactly where we see it well. And thank you for supporting us from your side. Actually, this is going to be the trend. Can I go to another question? I think this is well.
Yes, sure.
South African market. How do you think and how do you see in which way the South African advertising market is different from the global markets in terms of, sorry, not in advertising, in terms of consumer behavior and the communication between the brands and potential customers or existing customers? I mean, what is the way to design the new way of communication or existing way of communication to make it better and successful for advertising campaign? A bit long, but yeah.
No problem. Okay, so despite national restriction levels easing, consumer sentiment in South Africa remains mixed, with majority of the consumers uncertain about the economic outlook. The South African market is diverse, and the market spend for consumers is driven by behavior and importance. Although South Africa is on the tip of Africa, we interact with the global market and are influenced by global economic status. Pearl has launched in 2020, bringing advertising and artificial intelligence technology that has not been harnessed to this current medium of advertising. We have disrupted the market by allowing our technology to interact with customers and focus on adverts personalized for that demographic. Our AI generates performance reports, which enables businesses to be more responsive to the brand and customer interactions. Pics and Lifts, our vision is aligning our advertising to unused spaces in lifts, elevators, escalators, retail spaces, and growing on new concepts.
I see. Well, I think here what I understand as well that in terms of brand communication, this is what I learned as well. Each brand, they should adopt as well their content and the message that they're delivering to their local audience. It should
Yes.
be aligned with probably with the local culture, tradition, even in terms of taste. Do you know, for example, that in China, the big net, like the big the fast food net chain stores like McDonald's or KFC, for example, they do adopting the taste of the food to the local audience. And let's say the
Okay.
hamburger that we used to eat with a similar taste like in the other countries, here sometimes maybe the sauce or some dips will be slightly different in terms of taste. And on the first time I arrived to China, it was in 2005. I was quite
Right.
surprised in that I found out that some of the, like McDonald's pie or like other things, it was really tasting different. So I guess the same way in terms of providing the content, the idea, it might be different, but the technology, I think right now it's kind of becomes to be more unifying across the whole globe. And of course, I think South Africa uh,
Absolutely.
is on the same line with all the other countries. Okay, so
Definitely.
I will slightly move to another question. So
Sure.
so you guys, you have a very nice slogan of your company strategy, and what I saw as well on your website. By the way, it looks very good. And
Thank you. Thank you.
you say that to your customers, the message you deliver, sorry, says, "We turn lift doors and walls into an advertising spectacle." Well, I think it's really there. Uh,
Yep.
Could you please tell us a bit like about your in elevator advertising network in terms of where and how you're already using it, and
Mhm.
what are your plans, for example, in extending the networks? I know that you have been working on this since middle of the last year, and I know you're doing a great progress. Actually, we are the evidence. We are the guys
Yes.
waking up with you, and
My
we're going to sleep
partners
with
that
you.
stood by me.
Yeah.
The partners that stood by me. Yes, Dimitri. As you can see behind me,
Uh-huh.
that is the lift door actually turning into a digital screen,
Yeah.
which keeps customers entertained while being in elevators.
Yes.
So, to your question, we embarked on a strategic approach. We have signed property owners as business partners,
Mm-hmm.
whereby we have designed a revenue sharing model which allows the opportunity to mount the pull smart projector or the dual slim onto the elevator doors or panels.
Mm-hmm.
Previously, these elevators were either very low income earners or nothing at all in these malls.
Yeah.
During these difficult times, we created an additional revenue stream that will create opportunities in elevators once the market is also at 100%.
Wow.
The Pulse Smart Projector projects onto the doors, creating an advertising ambience which is totally cool and unique. Prior to our installations, you will get into an elevator, probably interact with your phone, or actually take a look at the pretty girl next to you. So we've now found a way to keep you entertained while you're in the elevator or lift.
Mm-hmm.
We are now open to the market to sign up more business partners, such as more property owners, hotels, hospitals, airports, apartment buildings, and offices.
Mm-hmm.
In recent days, a new opportunity has arisen for us where we're going to be introducing the Pearl Jewel Slim onto escalator advertising.
Escalate.
We have formed our Yeah, that's brilliant. We have formed our own sales team and partnered with a major well-known company, TLC,
Mm-hmm.
which produces our sales and works together closely with us. TLC is a marketing agency based in Johannesburg, Sandton,
Mm-hmm.
with the MD Andrew Solomon heading up that division, and has been very cooperative and has partnered with us to be very trustworthy and honest in terms of our sales and embarking on this strategy.
Well, allow me to say that what I can see right now, guys. So you are becoming not just the market influencer in terms of what is digital out of home can look like in the near future. You are becoming to be as well kind of accelerator for the business, not only for yourself but as well for your customers, for your partners. Sorry. So it's kind of a win-win situation where the property owners, when you as a technological provider and advertising, let's say network provider, you actually give a lot of opportunities to the advertising agencies to reach and to provide the omni-channel campaigns on a better way to the customers. For example, if this is the advertising or marketing agency. On the other hand, you bring as well some values for the property management teams and to the property owners. And I think that is the right approach. And I think this is something that when we talk to our partners and customers, I think they should understand this question. So it's not just investment in the hardware assets, it's an investment in creating an ecosystem where everybody wins from the cooperation, especially the brands, because actually this is where you create the high impact call to action when they're taking the elevator journey, for example. So, wow, this is really impressive, and I really like your strategic concept idea. Just if you can elaborate a bit more about the devices that you are using. I know this is we're talking right now about the projectors and about the dual screens. So can you please elaborate a bit about the features and functionalities, why you decided to go with devices on the name of the Peel Mini Lifter and the Peel Slim Dual? Can you elaborate a bit more what are the devices can do and why you like to work with these devices?
Definitely. Okay, so the Pole Smart Projector Mini Lifter is primarily designed to work inside or outside elevator doors. We have created the opportunity of turning doors into animations, which create a positive outlook of being inside a lift, elevator. We have taken a passive approach in advertising and converted it into active advertising. We can now provide artificial intelligence performance generated reports to the brands to allow them to dissect this and customize their marketing to the target market, which would encourage customers' behavior to buy into the brand and advertising increasing sales. This, Dimitri, is revolutionary. The technology creates new opportunities to do a job that customers want done. And that is advertising to what they want to buy. So we're giving that opportunity to the advertising agencies through our devices, through our services, to now target your customer. It is not effective playing ads, general ads, or taking a blanket approach to advertising whereby the customer is not going to be interested in that specific brand. Target the market per age, per gender. How long are they looking at this advertisement? Are they interested? And this is the information we can deliver. Moving on to the Pole Dual Slim. The device is currently utilized at a major outlet as a POC. This outlet is a big cellular company in South Africa, Vodacom. However, this device is versatile to the market. It gives us the opportunity to position them other than in lifts, but also retrofit them on sanitizing machines, the new venture I told you about, which is escalators, retail outlets, and mall advertising. The art of this device, it has a unique size, which makes it very attractive, and it is dual screen, allowing it to play multiple ads associated to the brand. The call to action built in this device allows the AI to identify you as a customer and will communicate with other devices to track your journey and play adverts related to you until you get to the point where you are evoked a response into purchasing that item. I must bring to your attention at this moment, the Pole Slim Dual has the functionality to be positioned at a store, and when you walk into the store, it identifies Deon, for example, my age. It will start playing adverts related. Now, this technology is groundbreaking. This is something that we do not have in South Africa. Leave alone South Africa, Africa. So the market where I am at this moment is where the start of something brilliant to happen. And as we approach this, we're now going to be spreading into the rest of Africa.
Okay. So my question here, for example, if I am the local brand or I'm the local agency, for example, located in South Africa, or let's say if I'm the brand agency or advertising agency outside of China, how do I place my advertising through your network, guys? What is the process that I should go through? Can you?
Okay.
Yep.
Sure. Sorry. Carry on.
So if I want to place my if I'm the advertising, if I'm the brand and I'm the advertiser, right? And I want to use your network, guys, how do I do that? How do I reach you guys? How can I find you? I mean, what is the process? How it happens?
Okay, so we currently created relationships with shopping malls and media agencies today. Okay. We have a pool of malls. We have a pool of malls that we're currently active in, and growing our network by signing up more malls, gyms, hospitals, apartment buildings, hotels. Mm-hmm. We have created a flywheel to ensure that our market share grows at a rapid rate with our unique and creative products. Yeah. By establishing our network, we would have gained a captive audience, which would enable us to become more accessible. Yeah. We are very active in our social media, as you know, present on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, which as interested parties to contact us, as well as our website and contact page containing our email and contact numbers. Alternatively, you can get us via locations where we are live or through a channel partner, TLC. Mm-hmm. We offer two models at the moment, one being a business partner for us to install the devices at your premises, which is part of a revenue sharing scheme. Mm-hmm. And the second being our retail model, where you directly lease advertising space on our devices. Currently, our partners are the shopping arenas and the media agency TLC. But we are in the market and we are expanding at this point.
I see. Well, I think the onboarding process sounds to me at least not very difficult at all. You just need to find either a reach TLC agency or I can reach you directly, and then you just your team just guide me where and how I should place and etc. Okay. I think maybe for the first time we did already a long session, and we just want to keep the content interesting. So you know what? Let's take another 2-3 minutes, and if there are any questions that you would like to ask me, I'm here because I probably think that you might have, but as well, it was not written in our agenda, but I think we can just a free conversation, 1-2-3 minutes. You can ask me as well some questions. I think it's going to be very nice. So if you have, okay, I'm here.
Yeah, sure. So Dimitri, what is the from obviously you being one of our software partners and very close confidant as well. And my question to you is, at this point, can we move the artificial intelligence to do more than facial recognition? Can it recognize? I'm wearing a Nike t-shirt. Obviously, the tick or emblem that will be on the t-shirt would encourage the AI to analyze that. So, is it possible, and can it be done on clothes, shoes?
Mm-hmm. Well, I think thank you very much for this question. I think this technology of brands recognition, I think it might work similar to the like face ID might be, because I'm not very much into the coding and IT development, but
Right.
I'm sharing with you the same thinking idea, that once the AI algorithm can recognize from a different angle, or let's say a special angle of the view, the brand identity, either on the clothes or maybe on the shoes, for example, it's really
Mm.
be the brilliant solution for the brands to understand and actually to count in some areas what people likes more, right? What kind of brands?
Mm. Mm.
Uh, you know what? We can highlight this question to our developers team, and to see if that is something might be available for development in the future. But from technological perspective, as far as I understand this industry, uh, it might be doable, uh, but there is a few buts here. So, as you
Yeah.
know, camera is like kind of similar to people's eyes, depends on which angle, depends on what is the light source actually available in this area. Some let's say brands might not be recognizable, and especially if the locations are different. For example, I know this technology available for the cars brands recognition. For example, if you allocate some uh, camera, like tracking record camera on the highways, on the roads, on the, let's say on the crossroads, and the angle
Mm.
is stable and it's adjusted directly to the car's flow. In this case, camera able with a high zoom resolution actually to focus on some special, let's say, dot on the let's say on the matrix, and then we can
Yeah.
actually can recognize the logo of the car. I know this is available, but in the
Okay.
with cars, I don't want to do any advertising to say who is doing that. I know these guys are doing
Yeah.
that. uh, it's much easier because the cars are going one direction, even those maybe if it's left or right, especially if it's one row road, it's very easy to do it. With the people, with people, I think it might be a bit challenging, or it's will require probably some integrations, maybe with some not just the USB cameras. I think it should be the
Right.
camera should be have a very high resolution, and we have to allocate these cameras in a high source of light. In this case, we can put the predictions and work on the software. But definitely, I think the approach itself is very interesting. And I'm
Yes.
sure that if somebody will see our season, in this case,
Mm.
we will give some ideas for people to to think about how to develop. But definitely, I will investigate this matter. And
Yeah.
it's quite
So
interesting.
the
Yeah,
the reason why I'm asking this is, I've alluded earlier to South Africa being very brand orientated,
yeah,
and I think very competitive in the global market as well. I
mm,
mean, the very famous names of Versace, Tag Heuer,
yeah.
Rolex. These are major retailers in South Africa, and I mean, our market tends to act very positively.
Well, Deon, I think it was really interesting interview for the first time that we are doing, and I really was happy to see you today. Like finally, for a long time conversation, because usually we are there on messengers or talking with the whole team, and I think it was really
Yeah.
great opportunity to understand your vision, to understand how you are taking this market, and I want to say thank you for your time, and thanks to everyone who was watching this, who was watching our interview for the first time. Subscribe to our channel. Below on this video, you will see the link and access to Pics on Lifts, amazing guys from Johannesburg, South Africa. Deon, you are doing an amazing job. Keep going like this way. We will support you in everything you do. And thank you.
Thank you very much, Dimitri. With in conclusion, I would like to say a special thank you to the person that stood by me the most, which is my wife, Anasuya Naidu, my colleagues, Mike Weston and Richard Nyambi, Andrew Solomon, and not forgetting Nikolai from your team. He has been splendid. He has been awesome. I think Nikolai and I probably spent more time on the phone last year and probably made our wives jealous. But what we did was amazing, and partnering with you guys and the strategy we got going forward, I think we are going to revolutionize this industry. We are at a cutting point. We are at a turning point at this moment whereby we are focusing on advertising with digital, artificial intelligence information. And I think with you guys on our side, we definitely going to hit the map of Africa.
Well, it always was a dream, at least from my side. You know, just a few words. I got an opportunity maybe to be in Africa only in Ethiopia, but it was many, many years ago. It was my connection flight to Thailand when I was 18 years old. You know, like all the roads were leading to Thailand. But South Africa, actually, I have as well some friends from South Africa. I didn't see them for a long time because they moved to live in Australia, and definitely it's gonna be our next destination. And you know, we cross fingers that the air border will be open quite soon. I think all of us are waiting for this, and let's make things to happen. Okay. Thank you very much for joining.
Definitely.
Thank you very much for your time. Enjoy your morning. I guess you need to have a good coffee shot, or what you drink, by the way. You drink coffee as well, right, in the morning, not the tea?
Yeah.
Okay.
Coffee with some Irish whiskey would be nice.
Okay. We have some Irish friends who can support us with Irish whiskey. I think yeah. Okay, guys.
Good.
Okay, thank you very much, and we are in touch. Definitely, we'll have a call next week. Keep going. Thank you. Have a good day.
All right.
Bye.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.